Alrighty, yeah. So, as you can see right there, we are going to be starting off on Consulate. A bit of an odd start, if you ask me. Uh, just because we're kind of last minute in this thing. Not really rushing it, but definitely not on schedule. So I'm trying to set up overlays as I'm rolling here. They are working on rehosting it because there was a bad host in that lobby. Things happen. But, you know, at least we're getting underway. For starters, we're going to look here at the map bands. Tonight's maps will be Consulate, Chalet, and Clubhouse. Three really, really good maps. I mean, honestly, it should be a battle and duke it out from start to finish. Hoping to see something good come of all of the maps, especially Clubhouse. I mean, if we go all three, I'm going to be very excited because Clubhouse is just one of those really beastly maps that, you know, some teams are just able to dominate on, but it should be a very, very good two-way fight the whole way through. Consulate and Chalet, both of those, they kind of push into more defender-sided. However, you know, defender-sided doesn't matter that much because of where we're at. You know, we're at a semifinals, I believe now, or released in playoffs. It's a best of three contingency tonight. So hopefully that, you know, riles these teams up just a little bit. And here's something to Push's mic. What's up, Push? Let's hope that they host and put themselves on the right sides. But yeah, as I said, we'll be Consulate. Should be a half decent one. I mean, it's a great split site. Everything should be good. I'm hoping to try and get some of these overlays incorporated throughout. There is one I know I cannot use because I don't have time to get it set up.
Yo, now I know. No mercy, gang. Like now I know. Like now I get it now. Like now it's no. Like now it's no mercy. Bad nigga shit got untouched. Genuinely. Scully captains of the fire get appreciated. Look how neat they move this.
Alright, I'm gonna tab out of the game. That way we don't have to hear Push's mic because bro is just playing music straight into it. But it will be Voltage playing against AeroSky. Now, two pretty good teams. We're going to be seeing Voltage bring out, I believe, Push, Metro, Comb, Calling, and I think Silo. And AeroSky will be Yikes, Shallow, Orbitron, Risk, and Danny. I mean, this is probably one of the strongest we've seen this Voltage roster at. This team has come such a very, very far way. And to see them actually playing to this level, for me, has been just an exciting thing. Because they're starting to look like some top dog contenders. They're starting to look amazing.
We are not playing with you, crazy.
Shut your bitch ass
And
up.
now we're just having a little conversation, getting the talk
just
going. I'm just going to tab myself out because I don't want to hear them talking in game chat. Again, nothing against y'all, I just don't want to hear it. Game chat doesn't matter to me. Talk to yourself. Let's see if I can pull my own TikTok stream up. Make sure it looks half decent. Yeah, assuming it lets me. But we are now jumping in. I'm not going to run you through the video again, as we just did that. What's up, Jai? You going to be stream sniping? Alright, I love having you here. Come on, come snipe. Come snipe it up, Jai. Let me stop the recording, because for some reason it's trying to record. I don't know why it's doing that. But I don't like the stream elements as force that in. And we got Voltage requesting, what is going on with these people? Why do they not know how to host a lobby? This is our second rehost. They're saying it could be a game bug. Okay, I'll give them that. But this is getting a little bit out of hand, chat. Pull you back to my face so we can sit here and have a little conversation. Oh, I forgot. I've got that set up, so that ain't gonna work. Now it will. Yeah, let's sit here and have a little conversation. I don't understand what's going on with this lobby. I don't understand what's going on with these teams. However, I do understand that we're in for a pretty good game tonight. We just turn this setting back on. Oh, oh, hey, that's me and me. But corner camera, select all. Oh, come on. Just ignore me. I'm just adjusting things. Trying to hide myself down in my little corner here. Without looking too horrible. There we go. I'm trying not to take up too much of the screen. This ain't about me, chat. You know, this is about these two teams making it all the way as far as they have. And hopefully something good happens. We're getting some connection issues with Siege servers, so hey, maybe servers are going to be down. I don't know, it's doing that, bro. I have bans on. Alright, so they're just claiming it is now a game bug. This game is just something else. And we're still not in lobby yet. Yo, it's past 15. Yeah, dog, it doesn't matter. It was 2 bad hosts and just overall time torching. But now, hopefully, we'll be solid. Hopefully, we'll be in. Hopefully, we'll be good.
You're saying that because he's black.
Let's hope the math actually good this time.
Because he looks like Doc.
Silo and his team are just going nuts over there on Voltage. I'm hoping for a good map. You know, both these teams are good.
Yeah, they
They're
are.
ready. They're ready to fucking.
Yeah, we got
start
bans on or what?
Guys, you know
Hopefully.
chat can hear you, right?
Alright, my bad.
Alright. Hopefully this is the last one. Hopefully. I don't want another one. Please, for the love of God, be right. There we go. Now, shouldn't have any more issues. We're going to be going in. We have a Valkyrie ban coming along with the Flores ban. I don't really understand the Flores ban quite as much here. I mean, he is useful, don't get me wrong. But it's a bit of an odd one. The Ram ban is really, really good for defenders because she opens up so much verticality that keeping her off control is a great thing. Seeing the Valkyrie and the Fenrir ban, it seems like these attackers are going to want to push fast. Now, sure, Valkyrie is just a camera operator, but she enables some of those quick pushes. And then Fenrir, he's just annoying, dude. You can't push through a Fenrir, at least not easily. Flip down into sight, let's see what we got going. Oh, oh. Jeez, I'm such a smart guy. I opened the GameStar Nexus app, I just never turned off my my instantaneous triggers. Hair triggers off. There we go. With a pretty decent defensive setup coming, looks like they will be trying to buy time with the Smoke, the Goyo, and the Mira. Hopefully we see Silas stay up long enough to make full use of all that utility that he is bringing to the board. And honestly, same with Metro. As long as those two can stay alive, these defenders will have so much utility on their side. It should make a defense pretty easy. We got a 4-way spawn out here in the main parking lot. One last coming up the back. Now, it doesn't look like they're very set up for a quick rush. However, they do have some pretty speed characters. Shaluba bringing out that Lion kind of entails that either A, they're going to roam clear really good, which doesn't matter because actually you can see nobody on Voltage is off site. Or they're going to be planning a pretty nice, timed push. However, looking over here at Risk, they are actually droning in. That's a smart play from this team. Taking the time to drone, taking the time to shoot, just make way for your team, start to make an entrance. No one's diving into these main windows yet, though. And Push will be the first pick there by Danny. Going from him, that actually eliminates that Goyo who is playing a little bit aggressive to the admin side. And Risk and Danny now just both double jumping in. They don't have anybody pressed up hard against to push them out. We do have Silo losing a lot of his cover there for this main, long desk. With the full admin side control, that makes this push for the blue team over here, AeroSky, pretty much a guarantee. You know they're going to bring it. You know it's coming. Orbiton eating a ton of damage, though, from through the drone hole. I believe that was probably Silo pulling those shots, because that just seems like a very, very Silo thing to do. And he is actively, as you can see, trying to get aggressive up onto those vending machines. However, calling it will get a nice pick there onto Yikes, laying him out, evening up live count, and actually health count going severely in the favor of Voltage, but they do lose a body to Risk with a hard pick going on to Metro. Danny being dropped down by Silo. Good pick getting the Ash off the board. She's been so aggressive. Shallow goes in for that swing with the DMR. However, Silo is right there waiting with that God tier SMG. And they have Silo really, really pinched out here. He becomes almost an easy swing if they play it right. However, you gotta hope that your teammates are playing off each other, and Silo will pull himself back to Meeting Hall. Knowing he lost his cover, swings out, takes Shallow on one, gets ready for the reswing. You know he wants to swing this long haul. Orbiton will be sitting there chilling, waiting on something to happen. Same with Risk. They both now have Silo pinched into where they want him. However, if they go for the clear onto Silo, it just opens them up to anybody else. Moving up the hallway, that is Orbiton. And Silo's still just making the smart play to keep playing his time. Orbiton dropped down for the long angle. Good pick by Comb there. Here comes Risk going in. Silo just goes for the swing, pulling, what, 3 kills in 1 round? That's the Silo that I'm used to see playing. That man is goated on the sticks, and thank you for the follow. Pulling up here into round 2. Honestly, pretty scary defensive setup. They managed to hold very, very well. They played a lot of very good time. Now, let's see if they're able to actually maintain that ferocity that they had, or what's going to happen. Oh, excuse me. Bad burp coming. So now with this defensive setup, I'm hoping we're going to see Calling It actually playing kind of aggressive here. He does have that Spearhead Defender coming out here as Vigil. Now, if he manages to play it right, he can push off and take some bodies with him. But that's if he plays this right. Now, you got to be hoping to win a lot of gunfights. I know this Voltage team is full console. I believe AeroSky has some PC players. I believe Yikes is, and there might be some more. That doesn't mean Calling It is at quite the disadvantage you're going to think he is. Yes, sure. His aim, the aim on console's worse. It is slightly lower tiered. However, there are really good console players and there are really bad PC players. So as long as Calling is able to get the drop on him well, and we know he's a certified gunner at times, let's see what he's able to pull. So I mean, look at Silo. That man is on his console right now. He's pulling kills. Looking down here though for main wall, we see some opening coming. Now, yeah, the bandit trick is there. You only have to wonder how long it's going to actually work for. As he manages to land the bandit trick, though. Perfect play from him, and they don't have the vertical over top now to destroy it. They did lose an ace charge in 2 Thatchers. Oh, God. Tongue twister and a half right there. No attempt really being made yet to clear Calling It. He does have him right on the other side of his door, and I mean, I'm surprised he didn't try and swing that himself. Impact coming, and as I was saying it, he goes out, takes 1, and lays a lot of damage there onto Yikes. Good pick from Calling. Way to just give yourself that life count and run away. However, we do have this 3-man push, 4-man push coming down this backside. Already we see Risk trying to get aggressive on that, trying to swing as best you can. And looking over here, we got Sledge coming in for some shots. Not really able to land much. It is Calling It trying to take the 1v. However, he is covered there as Push runs up with that shotgun. Now, this slug hurts. Puts 1 into Risk's back. However, we do have, again, have the Sledge there trying to come up and take some fighting. The defense all now walking in. They know that's a 4-man on this side of the map. However, if you look, Calling It is coming down here, and he's about to get real sneaky on this. But I think Yikes might have hurt him, but maybe he didn't. Maybe he's not going to make the call out. Risk gets dropped down by a good swing back from Calling. That's up to a double on this round. We do have Metro being taken down. Push running up into Shallow. They're now using this aggressive defense push coming through. Coming up behind now, we have Danny just chilling here on cameras. He's taken down. Rushing in. Comb will find Risk before Calling It up there to pull his quad kill. I mean, pulling out, what, a double or what was that, triple? I believe that round. It's a pretty good round for Calling It. If you guys have any stats you want me to read out, just give me a shout. I know like some of you guys here are watching are with the teams, you know, Any statistics would be nice. I know Voltage, they're just happy, they're chilling, they're doing their thing. There's some of my guys, you gotta love them. Stretch, I will not come play For Honor with you, dude. I am busy doing a cast. Shallow took the one with such low HP. Yeah, Shallow did get a little aggressive on that swing. But you know, you kind of have to. Like, they're not into desperation time quite yet. They're only down 2 rounds. But, you know, they were down on bodies a little bit. They know the defense is getting aggressive. It's okay, though. He's the GOAT. Yeah, Shallow did do pretty good. I mean, he's 0-2 right now, but he's still doing decent. But, yeah, you gotta play the aggressiveness. You gotta play the swings. You gotta play hard. Some vert holes being made by Voltage now on this defense. And what is that we see downstairs? Oh, that's just Silo. We see Push down there with them. Yeah, it is a vert hold above this downstairs. What is this? Piano exhibition, whatever you want to call it. And the attackers, it looks like it's going to be a 4-man, maybe 5-man push in through the upstairs of Visa, that, you know, top admin office. Again, you got to clear this how you clear the normal top floor hold. It's just how it's done. They're pretty much running the same attacker lineups that they've been. Danny face checking the world, him and Risk doing their job as entry frags, just running in and taking gunfights. However, that Goyo will buy some time. Right about now is where you're going, man, I wish I had an okay soft breacher. Someone, not like Ash, because Ash, you know, her charges, it hurts to waste them. But Shallow, setting up that nice long angle. Let's swing up here to the upstairs. Because they know the attack is pushing. They know, you know, here they come. And we're going to see Comb. Actually, I hope he's the one who gets aggressive here. They need to do something to push this defense out. You know, as these defenders, you see it, they're kind of trying to trap themselves in just a little bit. Calling it not a great spot, and Push will be taken down by Danny first pick. Calling it now, being triple swung in, and Risk finding a pick on a Comb. This defense is now into desperation time. We see Metro go down. The spray's coming. Calling will light that up on Danny. Danny needing some damage. However, now we're into a 2v5. Silo having to rotate around to try and help his boy out. Calling it not a... I mean, he's in a good, you know, power spot. They have to clear him. But that's just it. They have to clear him, and they're focusing all resources on that. Nobody quite making the push around. However, they do get the columns, but Danny's already there for the pre-fire. Silo coming upstairs, shotty in hand. You know, the shotty too hot, he might just make a kill. We got Risk. He'll be pulling in close now first. Silo with the swing takes 1. Swing takes 2. Takes 3. But drops on the 4th. Dude, that was probably one of the best, you know, just quick taps with that shotgun. That M870 does so good. If he would have pulled the ace there, I think I would have probably started crying. No, or... Jeez, they're playing coordinated. I mean, I don't know which team we're talking about, as both teams do have some level of coordination with them. We see Voltage playing absolutely lights out, good coordination for these defenses. The Mira and Ace now being pulled off there. That one's gotta hurt. Sex by Death saying allergic to droning, I swear to God. Dude, everybody doesn't drone. It's not just this team, it's not just, yo, my guys. Nobody drones. I don't know why. Now again, we see this upstairs defense coming. Last time it looked not rough. They just didn't quite hold the time they did. Is Shallow that mother effer that plays with like a banana as his crosshair? Please, someone come in and confirm this. I need to know. I need to know if he has a banana crosshair. That would like make my day. And can someone do me a favor? Can you go check the TikTok and see if the live on TikTok is working? I'm trying to pop it up. Alright, yep, the TikTok live is working. This defense now is going to be a little bit different than what we've been seeing because, again, now they don't have the access to those mirrors. Not having, you know, the good mirror pull here is going to hurt. Okay, apparently Shallow does play with a banana as a crosshair, also a bagel and cheese. Is Shallow on ruler? I'm going to assume if he's on PC, he's probably not on his ruler. This is an MPL league, so you just use what you got. Danny chilling on this rappel. However, we do have a push coming up through this meeting room. And I believe that was Metro trying to get aggressive on it. They do need to do something to pull a kill. Might have been push as well. It's one of the two. But there's got to be something done with this admin office, as the defense doesn't want to sit there. And finally, we see the hot rappel in from Risk and Danny as they start taking space. Orb also coming in now. It's a whole family reunion up top. If we flip out here, though, we do have Metro chilling in his corner. We do have Silo chilling on his angle. All set up to defend this pretty well. However, here comes the long swing now from Push, trying to find the Ash. And there's just, you know, some flashbangs hitting absolutely everywhere. Flip back out to watch the gunfights coming. Because I have a feeling Silo's about to just try and make a name for himself. Metro loses that cover that he had. We got the live wide swing coming here from Danny. Danny sets himself up in position. Barrier gone again. And Silo is just the man keeping his buddy defended back in there. They need to land a grenade. Silo gets aggressive on that swing. We see Risk trying to hold it now as Orb is trying to get those track stingers out there for his team. And Shallow comes pushing up. Danny gets dropped down by Metro. Impact's incoming. And Shallow does play just well enough for Silo to be dropped down by Orb. Good play by the Monty to try and clear out Metro. Risk eating a ton of damage, though. Finds a good kill on the push. Now it's just calling and Comb in a 2v4, 3v2 now. However, Comb is taken down. It's now calling it as a one-man army. And Yikes just runs right through the fire and the flames. AeroSky got this in the bag. I believe that's my boy Danny Double Pump. Alright, Void. Sprays. This here is for the MPL that used to be Kusho's. Now Black Hole owns it. He first picks and me too. I know him IRL. We were roommates. Oh, dude, that's awesome to see people coming out and supporting their IRLs in these type of streams. I mean, it's awesome to me. At least, you know, my professional opinion, it's cool. That you're like, I don't want to say comfortable enough, but you actually want to share like video games and what you do in esports with people you know IRL. I mean, to me, it's always been like one of those like, yeah, we don't talk about it. Like we all used to game competitively, we just never talked about it. But I mean, bringing your IRLs in to come watch it, to me, that's awesome. And that they come out to show the support, it's a cool thing. Looking here, we got again another upstairs setup coming. They seem to be very, very reliant on this time buying strategy of Silo sticking it out there with the Azami. We got Comb on smoke calling on our Lord himself, and then Push playing the Goyo. There's just so much like set up to try and buy time that it's surprising that these rounds are going as quick as they do. Again, we see this defense setting up the admin side take. You would think that, you know, Voltage knowing that it's coming, they would play more into it. Metro being pushed out of there almost immediately down. He's down to 1 and 4. He's definitely got to maybe pick up a gunfight or two to keep his team in this. We see Push playing over here into the hall, or yeah, into the dining room. Again, that's what I'm saying. They got to get a little bit more aggressive if they want to have a chance here. TikTok Live is just fine. Oh, that's awesome. I love that it's working. I'm trying to dual stream. I've been enjoying doing TikTok Live and Twitch because you get two entirely different audiences. Your Twitch audience is your diehard, your league guys, people who've been around the community for a while. And TikTok, I've noticed you're getting a lot more of these kids who just watch tournaments. The people who know, you know, oh, I like watching the Jinxie tournaments. Like, you get a lot more of those watching TikToks because it's just a broader horizon group. So to anybody who's in the TikTok live, we see Ash actually running up. Hold on. Forget about the shout-outs. We see Danny getting that first pick there. Push going for the swing. Does not even land a bullet, though. And Metro now has to set up and try and play some refrag through here. Push is still standing, but it doesn't matter much. But Danny just walks right in onto Metro. Runs himself over now. It's going to be, you know, he'd have to clear Silo out. Silo's one of these top gunners in the game right now. And we do see the shots coming here. Silo going to be swinging himself out. Gets one. Gets two. Almost finds number 3. And now it's just him versus this Monty. He evened this match out so fast into a 3v3. Combe just doing everything he can now to buy some time with those smokes. We see Push still just chilling off because he really can't push up. And Silo, again, just so aggressive with these Azami plays. Pushing up off them. Because, I mean, time is bought. They really can't easily go in and plant right now. Not with Combe playing the way he is. Not with the Goyo standing as close as he is. There's not a whole lot they can easily do here for any sort of, you know, good plays. And Orb will go in now, start getting the plant down. Shallow in there to cover. And Shallow will be eating all of that damage. Silo not in a good spot to try and take the Monty down. However, Planter is dropped there. And again, we still have Risk holding his long angle. He needs clear to Silo and wants any chance of moving up. And Silo goes for the wide swing. However, Orb is there to cancel it. The Orb Weaver himself. Push gets dropped. Now it's down to Combe in a 1v. He gets dropped by Risk. I thought he was going to actually take that pick there. But no, as I was saying, the TikTok community, it opens us up to a lot of new players. The people who just know the tournament scene that don't even know leagues are really out there that exist. Our Twitches, they're always shouted out in leagues. We're always live with leagues. So, you know, we always get our consistent, you know, 15, 20 people who come out and watch. And I'm so thankful for all that. But we're trying to, you know, reach the hand out and pull some more people into the community. So, you know, shout it out. If you know anybody who wants to, you know, play competitively, anybody who thinks they're good enough to be competitive, you know, shout it out. Get them in here because, oh my god, the scene could use people. Right now, that is one of the biggest things that, like, is going on. It's just there's not enough people to fill the boots. You know, we don't have enough people in scene and community at the current moment. Now, is that a fault of anyone? No, it's just how life goes, man. Most of the players that have been here, you know, we've all known them for the last, I don't know, maybe 4 years. Is this a BO3? Yes, it is, sir. But the people in this scene and community, we've all known them for, like I said, the last 3 to 4 years. Everybody good has been around for a while. We've seen the come-ups from nothing. Yeah, we've seen new players here and there. But we're needing that next generation of new bloods. Looking upstairs, I'm hoping to see Colin go absolutely mental again. Last time we were in this situation, he dropped a 3K. And, you know, he wants to pull his team up to a 3-3 split on this defense. So, it's all up to him. It's in his shoes. WCaster, thanks, Robo. I try. I didn't even pull up the last highlight clip. I'll have to pop highlight clips up after this one. I got too passionate about talking about the state of the community and what I want to see happen and why I love being here. And I just completely forgot that, hey, I should probably be showing off, you know, the highlights of the guys who actually matter, not myself. I'm going to see Yikes, Orb, and I believe that is Risk all set up down here to try and play off of this setup. They want to try and open up this wall. New Jammer's in a really, really nice spot. And I've got a feeling that this defense just became a lot harder to handle. C4 lands but does not find anybody with it. That opens us up to be hard breached very, very easily. Hard breach charge is placed. And again, they have Risk down here watching across. Honestly, though, I don't know if he would have had the angle to find Metro's feet there or not. And also, they have Push still up on the board. We do see a down coming there as Yikes trades out Metro for himself. Push in a very, very volatile position here. As we see the yellow Push coming in. You got to clear them cams out. They're just going to keep live pinging you, Push. But here comes Danny getting aggressive. He pulls in. Yeah, sure, we can watch Push all day. Just stand there and hold that angle. But Silo's going to swing himself in, take Danny down. Good plays from him. Oh, let's get downstairs quick to see what's going on. Risk trying to hold these long angles. We also have Orbital going to be hopefully swinging in here. And then Silo, the man, the myth, and the legend himself playing Garage. He's going to be holding this yellow down. Shallow is there. And we see Yikes disconnecting. I don't know if we're going to get a rehost or not. Bro said chalk the Goyos, I guess. They're not unextending. I love seeing all the hype come out for AeroSky, because AeroSky is kind of not known in the console community. I mean, I've never heard of them. I've done a lot of casting. Shallow rushes himself straight into calling. Push finds a pick. We get to see Risk take down Silo, and now it's Risk left in a 1v3. This is what it all comes down to: is 30 seconds and a 1vx. You do have Glass, you do have some advantage. However, he's out of smokes. The only thing he's got left is just, you know, that very, very heavy hitting DMR. It's like being smacked by a train. And Push will just throw a C4 right out the door to him, so it doesn't really matter too much what he's got in hand, as that there is a C4. I don't know why they only run one side, but it's working. They got it down. Honestly, it's kind of smart on them. You know, AeroSky, the way that they're pushing that, they know that they can just take through that side of the map. I'm sorry to say, Voltage was not holding very well over there. They're calling for a pause. I'm not host. Make sure that they know I can't pause it. I'm not host. That way nobody says anything. Let's bet there will be no vert play the entire match from AeroSky. I could see it. Now, seeing Voltage come onto this attack, they're getting rid of the Clash and they're getting rid of the Mira. Again, they just hate intel. However, from AeroSky, we see some pretty good. Those are considered like a default ban, though, to get rid of a Thatcher and a Hard Breacher. Those are the old school defaults. However, you're getting rid of two really good pushing attackers. You know, to eliminate the castle, to eliminate the Thatcher, that just does so much good for your team. It means you can, you know, don't have to worry as much about bandit tricking. Hard walls are a lot harder to take. Now, don't get me wrong, there's still EMP grenades and stuff in the game now, but it's not so annoying. Then getting rid of the ace, you're eliminating one of the fastest hard breachers in the game at that point. So to pull him off the board just means, again, you don't have to worry about tricking as much. And I'll do my little ad readout shout out, because I got my own, you know, things going on, guys. I'm trying to be professional. I'm trying to move up in the world. I'm trying to make a little bit of money in doing this so I can afford to buy better equipment, like a new graphics card, because this one's toast. So any support from y'all is just massive to me. You know, any help at all, it matters. Being upstairs now, I'm hoping to see a vertical hold coming here from AeroSky, but as stated in the chat earlier, they don't seem to be a team that wants to hold vertical. And they absolutely are not doing that right now. They have one player up here trying to do something. And I see some people yelling about the Ash player. I believe that was Danny Double Pump. Here's the thing. Danny was doing pretty decent at it. He was making the smart plays just to run in and get kills. However, let's see what Push is doing. Push has the second floor pretty much cleared to himself all the way behind him. We have Silo coming up through meeting. They're going to find these feet pings hopefully soon. Or maybe not. Now immediately gives him the live ping. Sure under where Risk is, and that's a nice first pick there for Silo. Being the gunner man that he is, I'm surprised that they didn't have Push up on his tail. Usually they do. Those two walk together pretty close, holding hands. But with the vertical now claimed by these attackers, it makes things just really, really easy for them. Swifty said that's chopped, bro, apparently. But here comes Silo trying to make the push down. Shallow is staying on these yellow stairs. He's got to do something. And, ooh, that vertical hold could become deadly. Calling laying a lot of hate down on the Danny, though. And I feel a sneeze coming, chat. Oh, that sneeze hurts. Comb with a good drop down in. Swing in, taking Danny. Almost finding Yikes. Now we're down to a 3v4. Silo gets dropped down by Orb. Yikes finds the kill onto Comb. 3v3 situation. And the vertical now really isn't being played the way that we thought it would be. Metro's still just chilling outside. I mean, bro is 1 in 6. You gotta get in the building. You gotta pull some kills. Just chilling outside will not help the team very much. Shallow gonna be death gripping this way into spiral stairs. I mean, I kind of like it. You can tell he's holding behind that shotgun and hiding behind it, hoping it works. Orbiton looking amazing at 6 and 3. However, we do have some more vertical plays coming. You can hear stuff being opened up pretty much everywhere. I don't know why a thermite was wasted on that. However, we're going to see thermite trying to jump in on where the orb is. It doesn't matter much. The vertical plays are coming from above. Everybody on this defense is now dropped down extremely low to almost one-tappable levels for most of these weapons. Shallow is taken down by Calling. Good pick from him. Only 20 seconds left for these attackers, though. They've got to make a play. They've got to make a push. Here comes Metro coming in. He's going to be gunned down through the wall by Orb. Great play from Orb. However, Orb loses his life now to Calling, and it's just Yikes left alive. So we see the double drop. He runs in to grab that diffuser. 4 seconds left. They got to do something. The push, Ash. Good kill coming. Yeah, the push from the Ash, played by Push, coming in, swinging him down. Let's see what our most recent highlight clip was. Alright, I believe our most recent highlight clip was probably that double ping from Silo, I believe. Where he swings out and gets that nice long kill. Like I said, that was a pretty good one. They're pulling up the double. Then I believe he might have found a triple. But I'm not worried about that. Those are the old plays. We'll be clipping things more as we see them happen live. I just wanted to go see what the last one was that I had saved in there.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Alright, let's see what we got going on down here in sight. Pretty decent setups coming so far. I want to see where these Banshees get set up at, because Banshees are just so detrimental to attackers that it matters, you know? They absolutely matter. Lead over to TikTok. What's up, Jack? Thank you for liking the live. Thanks for the coin. Helps me out stupendously. And I like I said, I'm trying to get into the TikTok space, so you know, thankful for y'all for coming out on that platform to support me, because I'm not used to it yet. I don't, you know, never been into it, never really streamed to it. Hoping to get some likes on the stream though. I don't know what likes do, but it makes me feel good. It makes me feel happy to see the hearts pop up. Already what can be considered a slow push coming from the Voltage side. Why am I saying it's a slow push? Because they're not already into the building. You know, they're still all just chilling outside. We see the attempt to try and take that suicide wall. And hopefully some window play will maybe land a kill. Bro is laughing at Danny being 5 and 7. Hey, bro. Entry ain't always pretty. Ping's coming out there onto Shallow, or not Shallow. Ooh, I thought that was Shallow. No, that is Risk. His Risk is in a bit of a rough spot. Grenades coming in at him. They have him droned out. And I feel we might see a long angle come from this other window. We do have Orb coming over to try and lend some assistance. But if you just see it, you can see that pixel coming off this window. I'm surprised that we didn't see the pick there from Calling. It's amazing what a little bit of live ping and a little bit of, you know, intel will do. However, Combe will take Risk down with a nice pick for himself. The attacker's now setting up again. They don't just want a full swing in. However, here it comes. Orbiton sitting there going for the swing. Live shots coming at him, but nothing actually landing yet. Bees are flying in. They now have that admin side control. Nah, because if Danny keeps playing like this, he's getting dropped. Chat, my chat room is not the place to be working out your team differences. Explosives coming out here, laying some damage onto Yikes. And a long angle being held by Orb. Danny setting himself up nice with those smokes in hand. Hopefully he's going to deny this plant if they can keep him up long enough. However, I got a feeling we're going to see some grenades come up over this wall at him. You know, maybe some good utility. If they can spare it. Looking here at Silo, he's up on spiral stairs. We're going to see, hopefully, a gunfight between him and Shallow. And we will as Shallow gets himself his second kill of the game and a nice pick there on a silo. Dropping down the top fragger of the match. That one's got to hurt for Voltage. Yikes eating a lot of damage, however, he will find that kill on the push. Danny still just buying himself time. Metro finding Yikes. But Metro being dropped by Shallow is just going to keep holding this nice angle into vending. Comb moving up on, moving in, taken down by Orbiton, and Shallow will trade himself for calling. 4-4 is the current match split. Both of these teams absolutely putting in the work for one another. Orange team is really just a better squad. I mean, Orange team is looking pretty strong. Gotta give the shout out to the boys over on Voltage. However, AeroSky have not been slouches at all this match. They've been playing just some absolutely stellar shutdown siege. Playing very well against one another. Shallow better not drop no breadsticks. I mean, after that last round, bro, he's not dropping any breadsticks. He pulled a couple nice kills out of it.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
No retakes? I mean, I haven't seen any position for retakes to happen yet. So, I mean, yeah, there hasn't been any retakes on the site. Risk Shallow and the boys on AeroSky now bringing this one to the basement. I saw Danny trying out for another team not that long ago. Hey, bro, not my spot to talk. Let me see if I can open up the TikTok live studio. That way I can, you know, get some statistics from our live.
For insertion.
If it decides to work.
5 seconds left before insertion.
Hopefully that's not showing up on screen.
Have to locate.
Isn't even that good high key. I mean, he is currently one of the better players on your team right now. I mean, he's the middle of the pack. Literally couldn't be any closer to mid than that. Always love seeing a castle extension come out here. And hopefully they are being smart about it and trying to hold this back site. And it looks like they will be setting up utility to hold it, but no bodies. Now, I'm not saying that's an easy drone out and clear, because I don't know the way Voltage wants to attack this. However, I know myself, if I look and I see that there's utility stacked but no bodies, it becomes an easy walk-through clear for this back of site. You can tell they're getting a little antsy down here, and weapons are now starting to train backwards. Shallow is some out. I won't say Shallow's bunch. Shallow's pretty high key, doing decent. All the verticality now coming from Voltage. We see AeroSky trying to shoot up through it. And that will be hatches now coming open. Silo being very, very aggressive, just standing on top of these openings. As there's pretty much every floor in the building is opened. He knows that there's one pillar and he wants to find that body. That'd make a very, very good pick for him to take Danny down. However, Yikes takes down Calling. However, Silo's there to take Yikes. And again, this verticality is where things matter. We see, I believe that is main wall opening up. Danny eating a lot of damage. Looking down here, if only there wasn't a castle barricade, we'd see Comb running himself straight into Danny. And you know it. That's that console mentality. They're just going to get gunner and aggressive. Comb eating a lot of damage as he goes for the swing. Good plays from, I believe, Orb and company. Just laying damage onto Comb to try and back him off. Orb has a very, very beautiful long angle, and so does Risk. However, with those two watching that, it just means that, you know, Danny's open for the vertical challenge. Comb swings in, lays some damage onto Risk. Push eats a couple rounds there from a long angle through the little rotate. But they've got to do something to make this push here for Voltage. You know, whether it's have Silo move, and Silo gets a good pick, opening up so much now for this team to run in. They just need Comb to do something. Orbiton will find Metro. Comb being found by Risk. Down to a 3v2. Push, he was able to find Shallow, though. And again, that just opens up so much for this team to push in. I don't know if they're not going to take that challenge, or if they're just, you know, waiting to play and see what they can find and stab. Silo drops himself down in. Orbiton eating some damage. He's taken down by Push. Now it's a 2v1 as Risk is the last man standing. Diffuser is coming down. Silo is trying to hold for his buddy. He knows that he's going to come through and swing on him. And Risk eats a little bit of damage, pulls the pistol, does not find him as Silo puts his team up another round. I said locked, not good. There's a difference. Shallow is locked in, and he's actually not doing bad. I don't want to say like he's doing great, but he's not doing bad. So, big shout out to Shallow. Doing what a support's supposed to do, dude. He's not super negative. He's breaking. I mean, no, he's not breaking even. He's 4 and 6, but that's still where you want your supports at. I mean, it's better than seeing Metro down on his team at 2 and 8. He's got 5 assists, but again, he's at least we're seeing some good picks coming from Shallow. Some rounds being won off his back, and that is what matters. So quit dissing on my boy Shallow. He ain't even my boy, but I'm pulling him under my wing for this round. If he ticks me off, yeah, we can make fun of him in chat after. But Shallow is doing pretty good. Another garage side hold for what could be putting us into match point for Voltage. God, I need to get a garbage can up here. I got like cans on cans on cans of liquid death just chilling here. Let's look and see what we got upstairs. Hopefully we see some good rotates and some good offsite play here, as Risk will finally be putting himself into that runner position. One thing we have not seen very much from either team is anybody offsite. You know, there hasn't been much pushing around. There hasn't been much offsite play, and definitely not a whole lot of vertical play. But if you look, Silasar is making its way through reception, and Voltage is down a life already. I'm not sure what happened there. But calling it is finally back in.
Changing mags.
Which, I mean, that sucks. You're losing one of your top fraggers. But at least they're still making, you know, moves. They didn't just say, we need a rehost. Someone wants to go in who is from Double O Gaming, you know, the Voltage team. Can you go into Double O and make the post for them being live with finals right now? That would be awesome for me. Or Golia, can you do it? I hope you're still here. Silo trying to play this vertical for his team now. Opening everything up, and like I said, that's one of the things that sucks about being a man down, is that they lose that RAM player. Push is able to get that hard wall though for his team. Electric gone, and here comes Metro to the rescue, doing his thing. Wall will come open. Great plays from Voltage. Again, they're a man down, so if they drop this round, it's gonna suck. But it's kind of what's to be expected. Comb finding a pick from vertical. Danny being dropped by Metro at the hard wall. That puts Voltage immediately into life count. Will Silo get aggressive and drop this? Heck, maybe. Depends if he takes this pick onto Yikes, and he will. 2 to 4 is the current life count. And, ooh, I thought we were going to see Comb drop it. You know, they're prepping. Here come the flashbangs. Here come the smokes. Risk is playing extremely close on that car. Finds Metro as Metro runs in. Now the call-out's been made of where he's at. And they got to find a way to clear him. And Comb will do just that from the hatch. Orbiton now last alive as Silo pulls the vertical on him. We're going to see Voltage push themselves into match point. This guy named ZayWGG, let's go car for car. I'm down. Message me on Discord, little bro. I'm in the, you know, the MPL server that this is going on in. If you need an invite, I'm sure, hopefully Golia's here to invite you in, but I want to message you. Quit trying to ego in my chat, fool. Nike said embarrassing round, holy. Yeah, it was a little bit of an off one. Definitely something. For AeroSky, that has got to be that mental reset challenge, you know. You got to realize that's it. You got to pick some things up. Coming upstairs now. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we're going to have happen. My ego ain't as big as yours, bro. It's just Siege. Yeah. Let me go into why not be casting and message, put my thing in there. In case you're wondering why I go to Why Not's thing, it's because Why Not is a G. Bro is a T1 Halo caster for PC, or for Halo. You know, he goes to HCS events, he's a big caster for them. At the end of the day, he's still human, he still represents all the small guys in the community. And he's just honestly a great dude. Fun to chat with, great chat room interaction with his people. And Shallow laying a lot of damage there from the vertical onto Metro. We see Calling eating a lot too, I believe that was play from a spawn peak. But good play from Shallow. They already read out that the yellow push is coming. Risk is set up nicely to try and hide this admin side. However, I don't think the admin side push will come, as we see 3 attackers stacked to yellow. See what Silo's doing down below. It looks like he's actually playing some vert coming up. Shots being traded all around, and like I said, they're just hoping Silo is able to get up there and make some sort of play from this vert.
Reload.
Where is Nedia R6? Yeah, that's that double O gaming, Nedia R6.
Stay close to me.
Goliath, you're like 3 minutes behind, but can you guys shout it out in double O for me? This vertical push is a little bit stalled up compared to what we've been seeing from AeroSky on their attacks. Voltage seems to be more, interested in just trying to make a clear happen. However, we see Metro push himself in and get aggressive. We have a push coming up on his stairs here. And as long as they don't lose this Monty, they're golden. With a swing coming in here from Metro, or from Push, sorry, trying to defend his boy Metro. He's just gonna let that DMR sing. Right now, so this times, you're almost wishing you had an LMG or an AR. That bomb going off, but we will see Metro find a good pick with that pistol. So many lives being lost there so fast. Orbiton picking Metro now and Silo into a 1v3. Silo, we need a couple rounds here and there, but he's still standing. And he goes in for the swing on Orbiton, but Orbiton is ready. That's the kryptonite to each other. We're now going into match point.
Attackers need to locate and defuse this
Thanks,
bomb
Golia, for
before
going in and sharing that league. Now the downstairs hold coming in here. Again, piano exhibition. What a thing to bring to the final stand. This is probably a very iconic sight to how this map should be held, because it's just so hard to hold. So much is open. So let's hope that something good happens.
Reinforcing the wall.
10 seconds to insertion. 5 seconds left before insertion.
Let me go at Golia so I can give you perms. I think you should have perms, but I don't know what perms you've got. Force followers and community member. Okay, now. I think doing this should give you perm. Voltage will be sending in a lot of live pings. They already got this admin office side, and Calling's going to be clearing straight over. I don't think he knows, though, that he's got people up there with him holding the console office side. They got to do a full vert clear if they want to make any success out of this. has, I mean, trying to clear into Risk and Danny is a bit of a challenge. Silo is willing to accept that challenge, though, as he pulls a pixel angle off of this upside down rappel. I don't know who Zay is, but he's talking a lot for a random. So they're trying to get active one coming through the upstairs now. Finally, I think they realize how much attention needs to be paid to push out this top floor. As Risk is just chilling, as is Shallow. And if you look over here, here comes Push just making his way in. Making his way downtown, walking fast, dropping back to the hallway. Silo having to pull the spiral stairs. And finally, we'll see Comb and Push start with this upstairs again. Silo doing a little bit of damage, dropping off with a smart play there. Again, I'm just hoping to see some good clear happen. It's still Risk chilling up here. It's still Danny chilling up here. Danny about to get engaged. Takes a grenade straight to his face. Almost drops. Ooh, I would have been happy seeing him drop. However, Push is there with that nice F2. Just letting it sing. Yeah, don't diss the caster, bro. You're an unknown random. Attention being pulled as they're making their way through. Shallow downstairs with that grenade or C4 in hand. Does not find anybody with it. There is some spraying up from Orbiton. They're now trying to play the vert back up against these attackers. The attackers having full upstairs control. They got to do something to try and push down. Yikes, getting a good pick, though, with that UMP. Didn't quite see that one, but that vert angle is scary. Comb with a long one onto Yikes. Good clear from him. Silo taking down Orbiton. Metro finding Shallow. It's now risking a 1v4. He's got to do something. Got to lock it in. This is match point for everything on Consulate, sending us into what could be map 2. Metro is going to be getting that plant down. Plant's here. Calling coming for the swing. I don't think Calling knows, though. He just walks right by Risk. Diffuser's planted. Risk was just waiting to buy himself some time. Comes in for the free kill on to Calling. And now these attackers should know. Yeah, we hear the flashbang. See the utility coming flying out. Silo dropped off that vert. Again, Risk is just the absolute gunnerman here in a 1v2 now. More flashbangs hitting, and Metro will get that good swing for his team. Coming back from like a 2-8 start up to 6-10. Good half from Yikes as they make their way forward. This is so boring. AeroSky can't do anything. AeroSky's been doing good. And our MVP is Mr. Gunnerman himself, Silo. I mean, 15-8 is hard to beat. However, you got two guys dropping 11. That kept AeroSky very competitive throughout this matchup. Let's drop it back here to the chat just so we can have some words while we move on to map 2. Because that first map was just something epic. That's something just out of proportion, not what you're usually used to seeing. And honestly, AeroSky did really good. How to boost his IRA LKD? Sir, I think that's illegal, as that is called murder or manslaughter, depending on how he does it. Let me go update the scores, giving Voltage their first ping. Moving on, chat, we will be looking at map 2. Map 2 here will be, I believe, Chalet. They're asking if everybody is ready, and I know I am. Zay Hate is taking me on. Bro, ain't nobody hating Zay. He's allowed to have an opinion, even if he's wrong. But we're waiting on the teams now to ready up. A very, very aggressive first half. Assuming people decide to ready up. Zay is just in my chat spewing venom about shallow. I'm saying you guys just need to run the ones. That would probably be the best bet. I know, I think that would be awesome, just running ones. And hear me out, I could be wrong, but running the ones was nice. Now we're going to see a little bit of a timeout here because I believe Push does have to go play with himself. It's a joke, I think he just had to go pee. Gotta go to the Double O server so we can get some people invited. There you go, there's the first one going out. Push is taking a push. Selling per usual, yeah, so we will be a minute. Just trying to go spread the word on the server. Because people are talking. Yo, Zay, I don't know what your issue is, dog, but you need to just calm down. If you don't want to be here for the cast, don't be here. Instead of just being here being a little douchebag. Like, if you're gonna just come in with that attitude, you can leave. That's all I'm saying. I'm calm. Shallow said just mute his fans. That's all you guys. He's saying to mute y'all. Jeez, all the follows hitting. That's where it matters. Like I said. Sorry, we're just going to be a minute. Trying to get, you know, players back into lobby. So it's just going to take a second. We're all in lobby. They're just not readied up yet. Because the Browns are going to the Super Bowl, I think, is what was said. As soon as they win a Super Bowl, we'll be back. So probably 5-6 years time, I'd say. Make sure to stick in chat, though, for a couple minutes. Hang out. Just, you know, 2-second delay. 2-minute delay at most. Y'all are going to see some epic map overlay. Get some epic music with it. And then be in for one of the best casts you've ever seen. Because it's Chalet, baby. That's my map. And we still got... Why are you people jumping on Zay? Yo, don't be jumping on Zay. He's chill. Alright? Yo, he seems to have chilled himself out. Don't jump on him. Trying to look in here. He said, it's the cheesy broccoli. Almost done. And they appear to be back in, so we're going to look at a nice overlay of the map, chat. we're back. So the band's already coming through here. It's gonna be the Flores and the Mira both being pulled off the map. As much as I don't hate it, I don't love it. I mean, yes, both these teams do exploit the crap out of these characters. But, you know, there's better bands, if you ask me. However, this 4-band setup that they got here is probably one of the best setups we've seen in a little while. I know I just contradicted myself pretty hard.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Yeah, getting rid of the Mira, Valkyrie, Flores, and Ace. I mean, those 4 bands in and of themselves is just a great setup. Now we're going to see Voltage elect to start down here in the bar games room. They still have access to the Clash, and it looks like they're going to be playing pretty aggressive because they have that Fenrir and also the Azami out. With the setups coming now to just lock Office off, they're going to be holding up above Library. Again, as kind of what's expected. That's just how these teams do it. Hopefully we see some very aggressive holding. Hopefully we see some very aggressive swings, because what brings viewers? Being aggressive. With a lot set up, we're going to see the immediate attack push coming through from the master bedroom side. Three dudes on a window, 6 feet apart, because they can be. Metro immediately eating a lot of damage there from that main double window. And I mean, just enough to maybe keep himself alive. You know, he is hiding in this top mez. This top mez setup that they're bringing is, I mean, honestly, a really, really good use of the Clash that you don't see very often. Nice play there, denying that. I mean, I love it. I love how they're setting this up. Long angles coming open, though, thanks to the thermite played by Yikes. They can't get rid of that camera. Shallow really can't make much of a play here. Danny's even being held off a long angle. And finally, Orb will be eating a lot here. But no, both his gears get taken out. Risk is at 1 HP left alive. And we're going to see him pick up that shield and walk away as Silo gets a nice pick there, shooting Shallow from the side. Rotating upstairs now. He can see the tip of his barrel on his gun. He knows there's one on this double window. Waiting for the reswing from the double window guy. I believe that is Yikes. And a Fenrir mine landing. That immediately caught Yikes' attention. He decides to hide from it. Kind of a smart play. Orbiton eating a little bit of damage from that long angle from calling. And Metro is still just chilling up here. He lost a lot of his utility. But luckily, he's playing that as zombie, so he can just pull himself right back into position. Push is still pushing it with that Clash barricade. And again, nothing really this attacking team can easily do. They have all this utility set up, and they cannot clear it. What's that? 1, 2, 3 pieces of gear just to hold this. The Fenrir mines are up. Here comes the shocks, the swing, but Danny is able to get him. Still just being zapped here. This is going to be really annoying. Yikes gets taken down. Comb finds Risk. Calling finds Orb. Up to a triple for Calling. Now it's just Danny left in a 1, and Silo will take him down. Calling starting this round absolutely beautiful. Hey, the TikTok live. It's still going. I'm surprised. Everybody in game is now going back to just playing, which is a great thing.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Trying to send the ping out in the 00 server because, like I said, we're live. I know it's a little bit late for that. Sorry.
5 seconds left before insertion.
AeroSky League doesn't bring any
Attackers are heading
views.
out to defuse a bomb.
I mean, hey man, 20 viewers of the clip is exactly what you want. As a small-time streamer like myself, I'm appreciative of even, 3 people stopping out and showing some support. There's no money in doing this. I'm not here for the money. The money that I'm talking about that I like comes from sponsorship deals, like the ones that you've been seeing pop up in chat where, merchandising. The merchandise is just for myself. I think it looks cool. I bought it so I can buy my own hoodies. I have a brand deal with games like, I used to do Marvel Rivals. Right now I got one going on with DC's Dark Legion. Massive shout out to them because it's probably one of the most fun mobile games I've been playing. So I'm being paid to play it and paid to advertise for it. I really enjoyed it. But I know this isn't time for an ad read. This is time for Siege. So I'm just going to stop that right now. Cut it in its tracks. Also give a shout out to anybody who wants to be a potential sponsor. My door's open. Like 7 days. I love y'all. Thanks for this, being my partner and bringing me into the PC world of casting Siege. They've all done great things for me and I've loved it. Some aggressive push coming in here. Silo being taken down by Yikes first. That's a hard first pick to lose there. Silo is a top fragger on this team. And Yikes just let him have it so easily. That's a hard breacher getting an aggressive first pick too. The entry level should not be happening there. Danny eating a lot of this Fenrir trap as he's trying to swing himself in onto Metro. I mean, Metro's got the position to do good here. He just has to do something to get rid of this Ash. However, we're going to see Orbiton walk in, take a double kill. And it's going to need to keep walking him down. Comb now left in a 1v4. Decides instead to drop off site. Or actually, no, drop back to site. Sorry, I thought the site was upstairs. No, it's a downstairs hold. Like for kitchen. They've got the long and Comb really doesn't have much he can play here. As the smokes are coming in, the diffuser's going down. And they even have Shallow playing as the Osa. Vertical plays being made. One coming down these back blue stairs. And Comb gets pinned in by Orbiton. Rose trying to shoot through the shield. Yeah, that happened. It is what it is. But round 2 is again just pulling it close at 2-2. Let's see Metro pop himself back onto the Clash. Honestly, I'm kind of excited to see how he decides to play this.
Locate and defuse bomb.
Because the Clash has been pretty decent for him. Let's see another kitchen hold coming with this Vert upstairs defense. Again, I didn't even realize last round was a kitchen.
5 seconds.
I thought it was a Vert upstairs. I was so hyped for it. Only to be like, whoa, what's this man doing downstairs? I thought he was going to rotate. Nah, he was rotating just back into sight. A lot of utility being stacked up here, though. And that's exactly what you need. You need the util stack on this door. And with the Fenrir, it just makes it so much more annoying to push. I have a feeling next round we're going to see the Fenrir band coming into action. Already, Risk is just trying to get aggressive, taking that off his balcony. And he will be making a play to the office door. I mean, I'll say, Silo, I know you heard it, man. He threw that thing like a mile off. Will Silo get over aggressive and zealous and swing on this door? I don't know. Will Calling absolutely whiff the balls out of that throw? It appears that he did. However, Silo wants to get aggressive. Again, Risk is just chilling on this office door here. Yikes outside right behind him. And they already have Danny Double walking up through hallway. Finding Metro, they trade a little bit of shots back and forth. And Shallow is pulling on this piano window. They got to make a play now to try and kill Metro and push him out of position. But so far, I don't know how well it's going to work. However, Orbiton will take calling it down on a nice first pick through that long angle down into the the 90 split, whatever you want to call it. Here comes Mainwall ripping open. Metro eats a ton of damage. Silo is still very, very low. Danny gonna walk in, take Metro down on a good first pick. Or I guess second pick for his team. And Combe is trying to play this window. He can see Shallow, but does not find the pick onto him. Silo picking up a kill on the Orbiton. Gets swung in by Yikes. Now Push is left in a 1v4 situation here. He's got to hold out. He's got to defend. He's got to do something good. Honestly, he's getting some very good positioning to try and deny any sort of plant. All these attackers are now dropping down and coming downstairs to try and make this push in. They have live pings onto him, and Danny will lay push down just like that, giving AeroSky the lead for this map. Go share that there. I'm trying to share the stream around. I know people want to come watch. They're just here for me though, not the teams. Duh. And of course, I seen it. We knew it was gonna happen. The clash is gone, and the thermite is now pulled.
Attackers need to locate and
Voltage really not a fan of any of these hard breachers, leaving Yikes forced to go himself onto the Abana. The bar gains hold. This is the only round that they had won, but they had the clash on board at that point. I got a feeling the clash was what played a massive role in this defense here. But don't get me wrong, Calling will have his own shield to play this top blue here. But having that little like crouch behind shield isn't quite as aggressive as the full stand-up clash shield that we're all used to. Now, is it going to be effective? I mean, I hope so. It should be. Is it going to be fully effective? I kind of doubt it.
Securing the wall. Reloading.
The push already coming from these attackers over on the big window side of the map. That main was a highway side. However, if you look over, you're going to see Danny trying to get aggressive through library. And honestly, that's exactly what this team needs to do. If you can take the library side immediately, a quick strike in, it takes out so much control that it makes it almost hard for the defense to react. Orbiton slowing down a little bit, though, to make sure his piano can stay clear. You know he's going to go set his traps up. You know they're going to be defending it right. I think they've got more drones than people in the map right now sitting on, I believe that was Metro on library stairs. And he will immediately lose that shield that he had. Like I said, it's just not quite as effective as the clash shield. They threw, I think, a lot more utility there too. Unless Combe it in place, I'm not sure if he did or not. But Danny will get a first pick there on the Metro from that mudroom. And I'm just saying right now, I swear to God, if he jumps into mudroom, I'm going to be severely upset. Now we have Silo, who's going to re-swing him onto Danny, as Danny does take the mudroom control. And walks away with a good pick for his team. Coming out up the library stairs. They need to do something. Yikes, finding the double pick there. One on the Silo, however, pushes up and top. Mez finding another one. Good refrag for his teammate. However, he walks straight into risk picking his re-up. And now it's Combe left in a 1v3. So far, all of these rounds that have been won by these attackers have been 1vx scenarios. There's been nothing close, nothing clutch. It's been just utter domination and blowouts, and nothing time related either, as Orbiton will find Combe and drop him down. Voltage not looking quite like the team that we've seen on the defense for Consulate. However, they did 3-3 split that map, and they might try that again here. learn multitasking because I can't type and talk at the same time, which really sucks. And let's see the defense now. They're setting up for the master bedroom office. So far, they really haven't had much luck controlling this when they tried for the kitchen holds. Now, if this one will work out better for them, that's going to be sick. But they have to hope it does work out for the better. Actually, we're going to see what looks like a vertical downplay hold here from Silo and Comb as they both go to kitchen, dropping in to try and lock it down. This is something you see very often because most people, they just want to hold up above themselves. Downstairs doesn't matter. However, we've seen a lot in like Pro League circuits lately. They use this Hibana to try and blast open a ton of holes in the floor. They open kill holes everywhere. Or you see a butt come down and play aggressive and just start ripping holes upwards. Because verticality is still verticality no matter how you see it. Sure, the upstairs, shooting down is much better. But the downstairs shooting up is just as good if you catch them off guard. And it usually does, as nobody's ever prepped to shoot down. Unless they set up themselves. It also sets this team up to be in a good position for some roams. Looking up here, it will be, I believe, calling it, trying to be this lone defender from this long haul. They do have Risk pinned into this little corner. I don't think Calling knows, though. I mean, they've got drones on Calling, sure, but does it help them out much? I don't know. Push is now left almost his last alive here as a hard attack comes in. Walls are being ripped open all around him, but Push is able to get a good swing there and take Yikes down, getting rid of that hard breacher. Sure, he doesn't have a lot of utility left. It doesn't matter. You know he's begging for that stem from Calling. Calling's like, hey, man, you got to move over. Neither one can go to one another. And here comes the swing on this main long wall. At least Metro is there to try and hold him down. Push finds another pick there onto Orbiton. And there we go. Push does make his escape. Comes up now. He knows where Risk is. He knows Risk is his prime evil enemy here that he's got to drop down. Comb playing below, begging for someone to walk up on him. Silo playing the good rat plays down below. Lays some damage into Monty. And I swear, if we see Comb land this C4, I'm going to be so excited. He's in the default plant spot. That is Danny double pump. And they're actually walking to try and clear through sight. C4 out. Lands it onto Danny. Getting rid of the Ash Fragger now. Metro was taken down. And we will see the plant coming in here from Risk. Nice swing there from Risk. Taking 2 picks with him. Diffuser is now down. 2v2 situation as Push is down laying on the floor. And Silo is coming up on the sneak around. He could jump out and find a good headshot here onto Risk, and honestly, I hope he does, because that would be kind of sick to see. Maybe him and Push will coordinate the timing just a little bit. But no, it just looks like Silo's that guy. With 20 seconds left, we'll see Push clean up for that triple kill onto Shallow. Diffuser being diffused, triple kill for Push, and Silo just putting one through his brain. Oh, that's a little bit rude. But let's look at the highlight play there that made a difference to that round to getting that diffuser. We're going to see a nice C4 from below. That eliminates the Ash play. That was detrimental to, Voltage's win. They needed that play. But this nice double pick here from Risk is just what, the element that made that push happen. He got a very, very nice pick and a kill, and then only a down. And that player coming down, Push there, I believe, is who it was. Him becoming, getting revived just fed into that Voltage win. Voltage managed to bring their life count back and then bring that round back. Basement being their last hold for the half. They're currently 3-2. You know they want the 3-3 split. They do not want that 4-2. And Silo's getting aggressive on it because he is bringing out the Kaid. Did anybody else notice that the characters start chirping each other while in game? That's probably one of my favorite additions, is that the characters actually have personality and actually talk to each other, actually have meaning. Look down here, we see a triple shield stack going to be pushing in. Danny and Orbiton taken clear from garage. There is nobody laying off site. I thought I seen someone on stairs, but maybe, I don't know, I'm just blind. Monty runs up on the wall, and you know the hard wall will now be open. Push finding Risk though with a good first shot. That's awesome because that immediately eliminates the Blackbeard. You know he's not too happy either. Look at him typing. You keep hearing that, right? Silo's saying, bring it on, little bro. Just keep ripping and gripping that C4. You'll scare them off eventually. Some more prep work coming for that hard wall. C4 out. Silo finds one. Downs Danny. And now it's just a 2v5 pretty much. I mean, they can go for the res here. But with him getting that wall, never mind. No, it got stopped. The push-up coming from Doc. They want to get rid of this Monty now. And Shallow's getting kind of aggressive, trying to pull the pistol. So is Danny. I mean, they have, you know, no plays left besides having to pull the guns out. Metro rotates up. We have Combe finding Danny with a good tap. Shallow's taken down. Now it's all just Yikes. Yikes does pick a kill on the Combe. He's got to clutch up and lock in if he wants to take this kill. Push going for the quick peek here. And will find it. Lays a ton of damage into one another. Silo finds the kill though. Headshot with that TCSG. Voltage doing what they do best and locking in to bring rounds back. Now our second set of bands coming. Again, Clash, Flores, kind of what we expect. Thermite, Azami. So literally nothing is changing. All the same bands, all coming again.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Yo, where'd everybody go that was in here? I know it's 10:30 at night, 10:40 at night. But come on, it's only the halfway point of map 2. Do I hope this map ends soon? I kind of do. I have to go shower to go to bed. Do I care if it doesn't? Not at all. That's what we're here for, chat. No kitchen extension yet. It looks like they're actually going to be trying to lock it down. That hold above on the library side. I mean, I love having Amira on board. She's just so strong. Will Voltage be able to pull out some stellar attacks like they were last time? Or will AeroSky be able to snuff that attack down? Calling, gonna jump himself straight into Shallow. Shallow misses those rounds with that SMG. He does pull a shotgun and hope for a kill. But Calling, not a lot of HP left now. The vertical play being made up above him. I think his neck is broke because he's not looking up to battle it. And Shallow manages to escape, but taken down from the windows by Silo. Great window plays from him. Yeah, that's why a player like Silo, it's hard to beat because he will play cuts like that. Great cut placement for him to go up and take that main big double window. And again, just finds the flank or the retreating Shallow. Push coming in, taking those cameras. Metro is still off to a very, very bad game here. 0-5. But I don't think he's letting any of that bother him. Is he his bother? Bother it out. Bother him. It's not bothering him at all. He's playing through. Thankfully, he actually stays alive there and comes up now to try and get this office wall ripped for his team. We're seeing kind of the typical play coming over here. But Combe loses that drone. Losing that Twitch drone there has got to hurt because that was one of the things that they need to clear out this top mez. You know, they don't know if there's anything holding it. They could have got rid of that mirror there, made the library push a little easier. Risk eats a ton of damage though. Metro gets his first kill on the game. Orbiton still has his blue stairs locked down. They need to get rid of his shield if they want to push him. Or do they? I think the walk up is coming soon because that seems like the Voltage play right now. They will just walk him down. Yikes, finding Silo at the C4 through the floor. Combe walking up, taking some advantage, walking through, has library control. And honestly, it looks like he's going to make the smart play and just try and maybe play some vert here for a second. You will find these attackers or defenders occasionally slip up, and that's what he's trying to do. Push getting super aggressive, walking up on that shield, walking through. Metro coming around the mez. He's going to try and get this hatch ripped open, but he doesn't have the hard breach utility for it. Phone call coming out as Push is now coming down these stairs, swinging for himself. However, Orbitron does rotate the mudroom, eats a couple rounds off the live pings, gets swung on, forced into mudroom, taken down by Metro. Metro's second kill in the game. 15 seconds left. They got to make a play in for bomb diffuser. Danny's taken down. It's now just Yikes last alive for his team. Having to shut him down. Finds Combe with a good wall spray. And Metro will get the plant. We still have Push up for his team. Gunny up, not the funny up. As the diffuser gets planted. Push has 9 rounds left, and he will put every one of them into Yikes, running up his body. Voltage regain their lead as they have been just on a tear these last 3 rounds, trying to even this game back out.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
I'm gonna see another bar stock hold, or bar games hold, stock setup and a library pull as well. It didn't work out quite that well last time, but at the same time, it was a last second clutch is what won the attackers that round. Whew. So maybe, you know, they're hoping to clutch it up, you know, for themselves this time instead of letting the attack have it. Because going down 5-3, it just sets it up for a 6-3, which sets it up for a 7-4. Who won map 1? Well, Nep, if you look up onto the top of the screen there, you will see a ping right next to the Voltage name. That is because Voltage took map 1 in a pretty stellar fashion. In the push coming from across the map. This time, no aggressive spawn peek from Shallow. However, he is positioning himself to dining room. It doesn't really matter that much as Combe is already top solar and running for it. However, Shallow having that C4 in his pocket is a great thing because we're going to see some live pings being fed to him. We're going to see some play below from Shallow. And just like that, you already see that C4 ripped and gripped. Thrown out and set up. They better hope not to lose Metro here. Losing Metro would be an absolute shame. He will get the walls ripped open. And does not find a pick. However, Calling will take one down. He runs straight in. Taken down from, I believe that was Yikes. Silo finding Orbiton. And suddenly, this push looks a lot more easy for these attackers. They have the top meds control already. They just need to clear themselves into sight. If you look down here, Shallow is the only off-site guy, as the other two are bunkered in pretty close. I mean, Danny, I guess, is down in library stairs, but that's pretty much where sight's at. They don't know where Shallow is, though, which could be very, very bad for this team. But Comb knows that there's got to be one below him. I think it was droned out. Droning through. And we see Shallow make the rotate up. Coming up main stairs now. He's in a position to make a great play here onto Silo. As long as they don't make a call out and Silo doesn't know. Silo has no idea until now. Shots coming from Shallow. Alert Silo to his positioning. That makes things a lot harder for him as Comb walks himself down onto Danny because Comb now knows, hey, if there's one in basement, I'm clear. Push finds that pick into sight. And we're going to see a full site collapse now from these attackers as Metro goes for Diffuser. And Shallow's left in a 1v4. A little bit of rounds hitting him in the side there. Silo going to keep walking him down. We're going to see Comb also walking through with that really, really nice AR that he's got. AR with a shield set up, and Silo goes for the TK. Which, I mean, you don't have to really do much when Comb throws his body the way he just did. Good pick for Shallow, though, to try and equal this out and give yourself a clutch. But Silo will just lay him down. 5-3 is the current play of this map.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Now, it could be the round that puts us into match point, or it could be the round that starts to come back. We're going to see AeroSky bring it upstairs for their defense. Oh, man.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
Is that your natural hair color, Ash? The world would love to know. Perimeter defense online.
There's a good question there from the attackers. Ash, is that your natural hair color? That's too fire engine red for it to be natural, though. That looks like one of those cheap Dollar General dye kits that they sell. I'm talking about Comb. Surprised he didn't nade himself there. That nade went very, very shallow and very, very close. They do have the trophy stairs already. Silo's setting up dining for his team. They're making a pretty hard push up this solar side. And Comb feeds himself straight into Orbitron. Orbitron finding that double kill there, picking the Silo up, trying for the third on the push, picks up the third on the push, and Orbitron just setting this round out with a tone already. For the map to be just starting, it to be a 5v2 for these attackers, or for the defenders, has got to be a bad one for the attacking team. Danny just spraying it down. Calling is still on Repel as Ash. I mean, pretty good as he has no headshot hitbox. But they got to do something besides bait these windows. Maybe a kill, maybe two. But definitely not for very long. Push makes the play up. Finds a pick on Orbitron. Good one there, denying the ace from him. But they are now holding push pretty hard. They don't want him getting upstairs because that's where Diffuser's placed at. Colin's going for some tap fires. Let's zoom over here. We see a nice hold angle from Shallow. Shallow trying to hold west main, or the solar stairs coming up. And Push playing down below, opening that floor up on him, but does not even lay a round into him with that shotgun. Very, very surprising. However, if you rip open this whole floor like he is doing right now, you deny them any sort of play onto those footholds coming up. Calling it extremely hurt now. Must have had a good swing happen there. We got Risk playing super aggressive coming up to cover these holes. Yikes trying to watch down below. Shallow trying to watch these stairs again. And Push needs to do something. He hears the vert hole being shot at. So he puts himself back into position. But again, it's just not a great spot for these attackers to be in. Not a whole lot of HP left on their side. No bodies really left on their side. They gotta do something to make a push up. Calling will be the entry push there. Gets taken down by Risk, and now it's down to Push. He's gonna maybe try and bait a kill into him. Whips the flashbang, but there's just a target-rich environment, which is not a good thing for Siege. I'm able to actually find and land a round on anybody. So this defending team is starting to pull rounds back, which is a great thing for them.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Spawn peek coming from shallow. Let's hope it actually picks a kill though. It is Metro out that way. It's gonna suck. You're gonna lose hard breach. You're gonna lose diffuser. But it gives shallow a decent pick of a kill. Basement hold coming. This map looking ever so close for both these teams. I mean, Metro is still off to a rough start, but so is shallow. And I'm hoping to see Yikes and Risk keep aggressive up here. Metro taking a little bit of damage there in this west main. It was just Orbitron, you know, letting some shots ring out. They do have hatches opened up above, and hopefully they make this push down into basement. Comb already down there getting super duper aggressive. But with Shallow playing the way he is, it makes this a little bit more of a challenge. Somebody did just disconnect. I'm not sure who it was, as they have not actually left lobby yet. Or is this a glitch? Yikes coming down. They hopefully have live pings on him. They did see him for like a quarter of a second. But he's trying to get aggressive here onto Push. Push is taken down from Risk though. That upstairs play is absolutely working in their favor. B is out absolutely everywhere. Silo gets a nice entry pick there on Orbitron. And here comes Silo walking himself into sight. The play upstairs from Risk though. Danny coming up to help assist on it. We're going to see this round maybe even up here. Is this now a 2v4 for the defense? Silo eats a really good DMR round to the face there. And that gives Yikes another kill. Silo's still looking ever so hot on this game, but just not able to keep it all together. Calling with a double kill. You know he wants to put his team on to match point. With 30 seconds left, right now is the opportunity to do that. He does have Shallow sitting close up high. Goes for a aggressive swing onto Yikes. Does not find the pick though. And burns a grenade? Not quite sure what that play was, but with only 15 seconds left, he has got to do something. He's gonna maybe get split between. He's going for the defuse. They know he's there, getting the live pings on him. 6 seconds left. He's got to bait something, and he gets swung on by Shallow.
your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Reloading.
They messed that play up just a little bit as they shot it before the mirror could actually get her mirror placed on window. However, a bar gaming hold, again, a library hold setup. No top mez this time actually being held into. Instead, they're going to be just trying to hold library itself. Usually you hold top mez and shoot into library. Combe taking a couple rounds of damage there. But at least he is still standing. Trying to make this library over push. I don't think they know that Shallow is chilling close into office with that mute. This mute, he's going to be deadly here. That shotgun setup is not one to play with. And they're already having a little bit of issue pushing through risk as it is. And he loses his life to it. However, Push coming in with that double swing. Push finding Orbitron. Now they have kind of this library side control. But Shallow gets a nice pick there on a Metro, eliminating that hard breacher. And he's got, I think, Push on him trying to swing. Shallow has got to do something, though, as he's kind of pinned in tight. Danny down below finding calling it swings into him. Silo coming around the other side, and they're absolutely pinching in. Danny, again, just down below, getting super deadly. That's part of the miscommunication. All they probably said is he's got the shotgun. I don't know if they ever called out, it's mute shotgun. And seeing Danny double pump hit him with the mute down below. The no call being made. Shallow picking it up for his team. And we might see this one go to the third map tonight, as we are now on to match point for AeroSky. Oh, man. Chat, really was not looking forward to the third map because I was hoping to go shower and go to bed early.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
This AeroSky team, they let Voltage have their, run for a little bit. Then now they had to have a run of their own. Bring it up to match point, 6-5 right now. If we see a full OT, I'm going to be extremely impressed and just ecstatic. So it's a a good main upstairs hold here. Library with a little bit of reinforcement done. Nothing really a lot, but it's just enough to play off of if you got to swing and shoot this wall. Now, what we need to see is a nice branched split push from this attacking team. Something they really haven't brought a whole lot of all night. And we're going to see Calling It come up onto this window. He's got Risk standing right here. Risk actually running the AR, which is very surprising on that operator. Typically, you don't see him. You see his MP5. But the Wamai disc is just ever so prevalent, ever so useful. Push playing down below, opening up some of this floor, almost finds the rotating Yikes. But not enough to actually lay any damage to him. Comb meeting maybe just a round through a floor somewhere at some point. But this attacking team has got to start pushing in, got to start getting aggressive. Opening up that vertical control, we're saying Orbitron lay rounds down on the push and deny all of that vertical play. You lose your buck this early on, it's got to hurt, especially when your buck is your entry fragger who's 10 and 9, 5 assists, also known as Mr. Push. Silo does have, I believe that is Yikes or Risk pinned in. Risk has got to make some sort of play up here. At the same time, Silo really can't do anything to him. Rounds coming up through the floor off of Silo's live pings. And they just have him absolutely trapped. Grenade coming up. Lays some damage, but not enough to down him. That's honestly really surprising. Risk getting some more play from that vertical. And Silo's still just not able to pick a kill up. Thankfully, calling it out on that rappel does find him to finish him. Comb moving up now with Silo. Silo walking through top solar. Lays some damage out. Danny finds calling though. And Silo will be trying to nomad off his rotate into bathroom. Taking in some map control now. He's up in and on bomb chassis for master bedroom. Pretty good place to stand. We see Shallow rip a C4 though. And Orbitron is taken down. Rappel in, coming. Silo being taken down. I don't know how he ever got outside on Rappel, but I guess he did. 2v2, technically 3v3, as Danny is now being revived. Metro goes for the swing, finds one.
Reloaded.
2v2 now officially. Diffuser is coming down. Danny gonna be rotating, trying for bathroom, rotate over, taken down. Yikes finds Comb. Metro sticks Diffuse, and they shoot each other, but the game just isn't regging. Didn't reg anything. And we're gonna see AeroSky take this map 6-5, with Yikes almost losing it to a no reg. However, he will pick the kills. I'd be just as mad if I was there or Metro there, because none of the shots registering, and then you know for that one to be a map point, that one had to sting. AeroSky does pick up map 2 though, as we move on to map 3. Map 3, chat, as you can see, will be Clubhouse. Something I am rather excited for. Why? Because Clubhouse is just a good map. You know, very fun to play, very good to play. Hopefully we get it rolling soon, as I am ready for bed. Give that first ping over there to the AeroSky team. And we're going to come back to the map bands. There we go. We may see AeroSky subbing a player out. Not quite sure yet. But they do have a man going. Danny double pump back into the match. I'm hoping and praying they say they're ready. Let's go look at the Scissors League. Just because we're sitting here, not because we're bored. See what's going on. Nothing good going on in the SSL League. Nothing going on at all there. Jump back to MPL. Hopefully we can say we're ready, and hopefully these guys get this game rolling. Definitely players we got to keep an eye on are Silo, because he's just been absolutely stellar. Every chance he's gotten, he's come out and proven that However, Risk and Orbitron definitely doing very good for their team. Don't get me wrong, Danny Double Pump's still pretty decent. Yikes doing good, Shallow doing his part. You gotta watch, because some of these picks that are just going on are absolutely insane and absolutely just fast. Danny's locked, dude. Danny has been pretty locked for this game. Are we gonna ready up or?
Flip it.
I did, and it's everyone can check. I flip in General Caesar.
I'm gonna send it to the general chat, bro. I'm sending it to the match chat, bro.
I trust y'all. It's not that deep. It's a free league.
Alright, it's toast.
Alright.
Alright, started. It is? Just got edged again.
Don't
Oh,
start
hell
it yet.
no. What are you
Wait, I
waiting
thought
on?
this was paid.
Oh,
What the
shit.
fuck?
It's a
I got
PC league.
clickbait.
Okay,
Baited.
club is now underway. Bit of a shorter map intro, but we're back. The beautiful map that Clubhouse is. We will see Voltage starting with the defense based off of a coin flip. The band's coming in right now. Receiving word. It looks like it's going to be Thermite and Mira. And the next two should be coming soon. I don't mind the Mira being here, nor with the Thermite man. Both of those are pretty solid for this map. Maverick and his zombie, we're starting to look like PC more and more every day. You know, every band here is just great. I love to see a Maverick band. He's so useful on Clubhouse, especially.
Attackers need to
But
locate and
people
defuse
don't
the
see
bomb.
that, especially not in the console world. Which is what's great about an MPL like this one. Because you get to experience what we see a lot more on the other fields of play. And then losing the Azami, it makes this downstairs hold that we've been seeing from like the 7 Days team just that much harder to, you know, well, you can't hold this stairway at all. You need the zombies to set up to hold the hallway. You need her to hold the bar. Without her on the field, this hold just becomes utterly useless. There's no way to play it, no good point to it. You just gotta pray that you can bunker in this basement. But how do you lose games? You bunker. Bunkering is one of the worst things you can do as a defense, because you want to be able to take open gunfights. You want to take roaming gunfights. You don't want to be, you know, you don't want to stop moving. You don't want to be in place too long. And honestly, looking at this defending team, it appears that they won't have any roamers setting up. Unless push goes and gets aggressive with that slug shotgun. However, Cade's not much of a roamer. I don't know if you guys know that or not. Pulling over there. We're going to see him lay a first round there into Orbitron. That would have been hilarious if it was a headshot that won him that kill. I mean, it was very, very close to it. But everybody on this defense is just locked into the basement now. Shallow is going to be running through, clearing upstairs. We got Danny doing the same. Again, without there being any defenders on this roam out, it just becomes a very, very big challenge. One change I would like to see made to this map eventually. We need a downstairs below strip side. We need more to this map. Clubhouse is such a good map that, you know, not having a lot to play off of is kind of the killer for, you know, this basement hold.
Bomb located by
Rounds being sprayed all over the place, vertical being made, and maybe a little sneaky Ash walking down main stairs. You know she wants to find Metro. Metro is just trying to hold his ceiling up above himself, and that would be a very, very bad swing for him if he tries that. Cade tube trick hitting, and he locks his hatches down yet again. Danny moving down central stairs even further. We see Orb calling it on a good first pick. Calling it was trying to roam up and find a backstab on him. However, I believe they probably had a camera set up to watch him. Risk, just, you know, they're trying to make some entry through this building. And that will be this hatch coming open from... Oh, never mind. Metro's there to deny it. Lays some rounds up. He does get refragged by Danny, but his utility was all out anyway. He was nothing more at that point than a walking gun for this defense. I mean, don't get me wrong. You still need it. You're down a life. You're down a gun. But he denied hatches as long as he can. With only 40 seconds left, we do see the fourth defender just now spawn in. Father Time coming in a good swing, hopefully for Silo, as he lays a lot of damage there on a Yikes. Not enough to pick the kill, though. Rotates himself over to his head holes. You know he's going to try and get aggressive. Moving his Fenrir mine. You know, great play by him. Comb being taken down by Orbitron. Push trying to watch the blue. He has got to shut Orb down here to keep Silo alive. They lose Silo. They lose all of this. Orb taken down. Push down. Sorry. Silo finds one. 3 seconds. Not enough time. But the attackers will drop Silo before anything can get too far away.
defenders. Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
We're going to see another basement hold. Now, yes, that last one came down to maybe half of a gunfight, if even that. But again, we see them falling to the same mistakes that they already made last round. They have no upstairs presence. They have no vertical roam. And this time, they don't have a bullet hitting Orb in the face to start it. But the defense kind of locked into place. There's not much they can do here besides just wait on a swing. Waiting to be swung is exactly what they're doing. These hackers are just taking whatever control they want. They're just opening up whatever they feel. Are we going to see them start pulling hatches? Absolutely. Metro can only deny for so long. Danny making his way down these central stairs. Only to find... Oh, look at that. A Fenrir mine. and that really doesn't do much to him. It bought him like 2 seconds. Metro wastes another one of his gadgets as they try and clear out this upstairs. Now with about 1 HP remaining, we're going to see one last attempt from Metro to try and deny this main wall. Meanwhile, Yikes still has enough charges here. He can open everything he wants to. There's no stopping him. They also have to find the angle correct, though, to try and get that open. Shallow moving down main stairs with that shield. Pushing in, just exposes his back to Metro. But Metro doesn't have really the HP to go for any sort of aggressive swings. Good pick there from Push, however. Orb will take down one. Calling will get a good swing onto Orb. Nice one from Silo. Now it's just Shallow left alive. Risk is still up, but he does not have the map control for it, and he runs himself straight into Calling. Not the first time we see a bunker play out right, but it is one of the few slim selections of a bunker play working.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
This time a gym bedroom hold setting up. We'll be bringing out a Frost. Bit of a rare oddity pick. And I love popping this gas can, or this gas pipe early, because you don't want to lose, you know, your defensive setup there.
10 seconds to go.
You know, especially because they do have Castle on the board still. I always like seeing Castle banned here, but at the same time, you can't stop it from happening, or you can't make it happen. I also hate being Castle banned here because I love to play them. Hopefully we see a bandit trick coming for that main wall. However, I don't know what Metro is doing. Bro was just downstairs chilling. I guess he was going for a spawn peek. You don't want to be spawn peeking if you're supposed to be one of the primary denials. They will be setting up because they want to hold this main wall. Bandit trick does nail it. Gets rid of some of those ace charges. However, that doesn't matter all too much because they do have map control. Or making his way through. We have Shallow coming up top garage. And Metro is pulled back to bedroom hallway. Push and Calling it will be the two to try and lock down this CC side of the map. Calling it whiffing some rounds there. The shield moving up. But he loses his own shield. Calling it down to about 1 HP left. Not a lot on the board for him. Silo being taken down by Danny. As Danny is getting aggressive and coming in. Shallow being shot in the back by his own teammate. Danny finding Calling it. And walks himself straight in past Push. They had no idea. I think Push was left in there. Yikes taken down by Metro. Metro with a good rotate around to try and hold through cash. However, Orb will have that wall opened up and find him from outside on the subroof, whatever you want to call it. The overhang. The balcony. Push swings that with a shotgun in hand. Bit of a wild play. And Comb is just saying, hey man, my castle barricade's still closed, so he's not even worried about it at all. The jump up, ooh, never mind. I was about to say the jumping coming from Risk here could be an amazing strategy to play. But he still had to break it. Rotating to roof, these attackers have got to do something. Looks like they will elect to come in right where their comrades had died at. Pulling through the CCTV room, Risk will go over and pick up that diffuser case. We do have Push sitting close bedroom with that shotgun in hand. They got to come through his wall. Let me see. No, they can still make that push for Logi. Logi is still open and available. I just don't know if we're going to see Logi be quite the play that we need it to be. 30 seconds left. The third player for this defense just spawned in. He sees the current state of Logi and thinks, maybe it's not a good idea. But then I'm thinking he's droning that out and going, hey, man, there's no one in it. With Logi being clear, they're moving up onto push. Push, again, sitting close with shotgun in hand. Gets a little aggressive on that wide swing. But the smoke's coming out. Frost still up. C4 out from push. Just to try and deny a little bit more time. And here they come in all noon to him. Risk taken down by Comb. Comb gets one. Goes in. Swings. Takes the second one onto Orbitron. Giving this round to Voltage. Guys, we're getting word in. I guess Obey just got locked out of playoffs for SSL because Humbugs beat him, and then NLG just beat Dynasty. For Obey to make it, Dynasty had to win that game. But it looks like Obey will miss it. That is honestly surprising. Obey is one of the best teams in comp right now. Which maybe this will just go to show that we have an uprising of new teams, you know? Not we, but like the community has new teams coming in, some new blood, some fresh blood. I didn't even notice, dude. Nike, I didn't know you sent a sub. I'm very appreciative, and thank you so much.
Attackers need to locate and
Didn't even know that hit until I just looked over and read my feed. I wasn't reading the feed. Coming upstairs now, we're gonna have the CC cash hold. Hopefully this one plays into their favor a little bit, because this is one of the most, you know, elegant sites to hold. You either have to be super, super aggressive, you know, and deny, or you have to be super, super passive. But the way Metro is setting this up, they do have some strategy in mind. This is known as the old SSG hold. You're probably wondering why. Well, you see, back in the day, kids, there's this team known as Cell Station Gaming. Not Space Station, Cell Station. I mean, they are Space Station, but they sell every game they ever play. That is how they always set this map up. They were an oddity. They were the first. When you're the first, or when you're just that good at it, it gets named after you. If you don't believe me, just look up everything about Shiko. The Shiko Peak, the Shiko Holds, or just the Shiko. So that there is the old Space Station Gaming hold. Now, anymore, it's just the most common way to do things because it works that well. Silo looks like he's actually going to be the one to come down and hold it, though, which is honestly kind of an oddity because usually you will see Metro down there with that UMP in hand. The castle is the one to hold it. However, I don't mind seeing them double stacked up. Orbitron laying some fire in as he opens up this, you know, CC window. CC wall also being ripped open now. Calling it not in a spot to actually hit a bandit trick there. And push will be denied any sort of run out. You know he wanted it. You know how aggressive push can be as a player. But no run out game for him. Or actually, no, it was not a run out. It was just a hold across. Or Blaying Metro down now. That gives them all control off site. Sprinting in, that is Yikes. Yikes just saying, hey, I got the gun. Silo is there, taking a double kill, trading his life for one. And making a winnable situation for his teammate Comb. Comb in a 3v1 now. A lot of utility being played here. You know they've got the drones still up. Shallow going to be going into plant. And Comb has got to do something. And he just won't be able to get himself out of that corner where he was first positioned at. Leading us back to a tie game.
attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
So, another basement hold. This time we're going to have push coming off site, though. Laying some more damage to Orbitron. This man has had just a thing for his back this whole game. Opening pick, though, will go to the AeroSky team, as push is now downed. Looking upstairs, though, we do have Calling It, chilling up in 3rd floor. I wonder if he's able to get this pick onto this Ash. That would be kind of hilarious. Danny double pump, still down there after taking Push's life. And if you look, Silo's up in upstairs hallway. We got Comb holding down bar. This is the exact opposite of the Voltage we've been seeing this whole game, at least for this site. They're no longer holding passive. They're getting super aggressive. They're holding off site. Doing everything in their power to be upstairs and aggressive. Metro is now taken down from the vertical by Orb. Our Silo will get himself a very nice pick on a Danny. Risk downstairs now. He's going to be probably the last one in built, like, or he's the only one in building down here. Silo and Calling It taken down. Comb now last alive. This one looks like it might be around for the attackers. Not a lot of lives left for this defending team. Like I said, it's a 1v4. They played a little bit too aggressive, too much off-site. I know the whole time, like earlier in this game, I was saying you gotta play off-site just a little bit, but I think they just overdid it a touch, and they will drop that round. Coming into the last one of the half, we're going to see a gym bedroom hold again.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
So the last defense for Voltage. Electing to get gym bedroom and do a nice extension out into cache. Let's see if Metro is going to be aggressive like he was that last round and go for a spawn peek, or how he plans to do this. I hope at least, I don't say no, I hope that we see a bandit truck. But it does not look like they will. And they actually don't have anything set up between sites, really. You know, no open wall, just a rotate. And here comes the hard breach coming over to try and take open the hot tub wall. Danny getting aggressive, making his way through with the Blackbeard. Has nobody really on his 6 now besides Orb, who's just showing up, and Shallow, who's just showing up. Danny's going to go in and try and rush down onto the shield. And Calling It with a smart play to have push there. Or push his utility there, sorry. Waiting on another grenade or another piece of utility or something. And instead of actually firing on it when he could, leaves push to take some damage. Here comes the Blackbeard getting aggressive and getting in there. Like, you know, decently smart play from Voltage to just rotate off. Let him have that side of the map control. It's alright. I still like to hold everything. Giving up map control just means giving up, you know, room on that chain. You're going to hang yourself if the rope gets too short. They gave up some room and push dropped off. However, we have the push in there from Ash. Orbitron just walks in and slams him down. Danny now has Calling It pinned in. Orbitron will find Metro down to a 2v5 as Danny now rushes in straight on a calling. And there's just the power of the shields. Overrides the melee, and Silo has got to get an ace to clutch up and give his team a 3-3 split. Instead, it will go 4-2 in the favor of AeroSky. So the Maverick and the Kaid band's coming out here. Not bad, not entirely what you expect. I mean, they do show their usefulness. I mean, every band in this map will prove useful in one way or the other. It doesn't matter what it is. They're all useful to a point. Following that up, we'll have the Ace and the Bandit band. Voltage pretty much saying we don't have to bring very much utility to get these walls open. Oh, what's up, Fox? Thanks for the follow.
Locate and defuse the bomb.
Cash hold coming. Chat, I'm whooped. It is 11:30. This old man is tired. I'm ready for bed. I still need to go shower. The only thing we can hope is that we either see AeroSky win the next 3 or Voltage win the next 5. Anything to drag this game on any longer will just hurt me mentally. Chat, assuming the Ruler Sunday stuff is still going after this, by the way, we'll probably be going over to raid them, or we'll go raid Why Not, one of the two. But calling it your bad, making plays coming up is the Monty, eating a impact or two to the face. Then we see, I believe that is Silo trying to push up in behind. Push finds a very good pick there onto Risk. Danny gets taken down by calling it from a long angle with that pistol. And this team is immediately getting aggressive and pushing up through the top of this garage. Yikes, taking a ton of damage there in CC. He wants to play against this Monty. Wall does get ripped open right next to him, though. Orbo trying to find a long angle in the garage, but really there's no one pushing up behind him now. At least nothing close. Silo will swing stock and take Yikes down from below. Metro is going to be getting plant. We're going to have Calling it trying to cover with that Monty. Shallow's taken down by Push, and it's now just Orb left in a 1v, and Silo will take him with a good pick for himself. Bringing Voltage a step closer to victory, well, to, a comeback. As I was saying earlier, Orb is a player to watch, guys. 14-3. You know how insane 14-3 is?
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Swapping mags. Changing mags.
And we're going to see AeroSky bringing their defense downstairs first. Locking into that basement. But I don't see anybody up on this hot room. I mean, Shallow is off site right now. But again, no full room. No one upstairs, no one getting aggressive.
Swapping mags. Activating jammer.
And a very strong bunker hold coming. But it's not my cup of tea. Looking upstairs, we're going to see some, vertical push happening from this attacking team. Just making sure everything is clear before they fully go, and invest in pushing down. Drones being played out everywhere. And Yikes being first pick now from calling. Sorry chat, did not quite see where that was from, but it did happen. They do have to rotate into the dirt tunnel now, ripped wide open. Sorry, the reason I'm kind of splitting attention right now is because there's a lot of talk going on in Scissors League. It's about playoffs in there, so I'm actually, not super invested, but I am interested. It's an intriguing league with a bunch of very, very good high school players. So is the MPH, the VHMPL. A lot of good players here coming out. Voltage looking absolutely stellar. So is AeroSky. Both these teams doing their best and calling, finding a second pill onto Risk there. Nice long angle onto him. He now has the dirt control, and buddy, he is just sprinting in. Might as well take the ground that you're given. Push, trying to play above with that F2. We got Silo and Metro trying to push down in. Calling will be taken down by Orb. And they've got to do something to try and clear Orb out of his hidden corner. And they will walk him down, running in. Silo picking a double kill. 1v4 now for this defensive team. It's Danny hiding in church. He was hiding inside the smoke. And as soon as the smoke lifted, you just see push. What the heck, man? Oh, right there he is. Timeout now requested by the blue team. This is going to be a come to Jesus meeting for them, as Orb has won single-handedly basically 3 rounds. Danny has basically won 1 for his team. And everyone else, they can combine for a round, but that isn't what matters. You need to have, positivity on your team. You guys got to be picking kills up. Hopefully that is the meeting that we're hearing talk right now, because Voltage is bringing this one back. They're playing absolutely stellar and out of their mind. It looks like they may have found the answer for Orb, as they're not letting him, pick kills like he was before.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Alright, this time we have the upstairs hold coming for the CC cash side. Pretty decent time buying strategy. They have Orb on the smoke. They're going to have Shallow playing as a Mira. Yikes over here on Goyo, and then Risk playing as the Azami. All them operators should be able to combine together and take out as much time as they can. Phantom being applied right now, and Yikes being forced out of garage. Smart play from them. We look at Risk as he has a nice cheeky little one-way. I don't know the actual stats or percentages for it. However, teams coming off the timeout statistically do have a higher win chance percentage for the next round. However, push is there just to fry Risk. That's one that they've locked into. And this team has said, hey, you know, we have your number now. Risk was doing really, really good throughout all these matches. However, Silo is taken down by Yikes. Yikes is refragged down by Risk. Calling it, finds the kill onto Shallow. Push is gunned down by Orb. It's a 2v2 right now. However, we'll see Metro drop himself down and come for the revive onto Comb. Nobody's actively covering it, but he is now a living man. Drones coming in. They have Orbitron all drived out. They know that Danny's sitting there chilling with them. They just need to come up with a way to double push into this together. Smoking off that way, Calling it can go and start getting his plant down. And Orbitron letting those smokes fly out. Electing to eat a little bit of smoke damage is not a bad idea. One of the smokes just absolutely sailed out the window. But Orbitron going to now play below. Metro does find double pump. Danny taken down. And here comes the Fuser. Orb now on a 1v3. He's got to do something as the fifth man is about to, or sixth man, sorry, is about to join the attackers. Their fourth player now alive. 40 seconds on the clock for the attack to win it. They give themselves the lead in this round, or in this match. Calling elected to try and hold Orb here. Not a lot of HP for him to do so. And honestly, one little asthmatic puff of that smoke would have killed him. Orb eating a ton of damage. He decides he's going to swing out. Runs himself out. They're still just trying to buy the time. Only a couple seconds left, and Cobe will get the kill, giving Voltage the lead in this match. We have 15 minutes to wrap it up, chat. I'm ready for bed.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Looking now at an upstairs gym bedroom hold. They do have the mirror locked in. But if we listen to that, you'll hear the main wall already open for cash side. They're starting to rip open from CC to cash door or wall. However, Yikes will find Calling it with a good pick for himself. That's honestly a bit of a surprising long angle that I was not expecting. Metro trying to make some entry in. They've got to do something to clear out these defenders. Yeah, that or just direct push from the balcony. Push finding a nice pick for his team, trying to open up this field of play. Running in, they take a risk down. Good opener pick because I know he's in a power position. He just hasn't had the life count this round to keep a good position like that held down securely. Their next push needs to probably be this Logi office because of how important it will be to get rid of Orb. Oh man. These burps hurt. Yikes though, making the smart rotate around for his team. Push almost burning to death there while he was on drone. At least he managed to survive that. Not a lot of HP left for him. Metro trying everything he can. They're going to be getting rid of one of these Miras. Metro finds a beautiful pick there onto Danny, taking down not only a good fragger for that team, but the Doc. Silo now rushing in, finds Yikes on his run in. I mean, bro just runs straight through sight and just dips out. Orb still has that, like, secret stash mirror that he's been abusing. However, Metro will rip it away from him. Comb taking him down. Metro's going to be hitting Diffuser. Shallow now left in a 1v4 with no time, and I think bro was AFK. Moving into match point for Voltage, it is all coming down to this.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Get it, good.
All hope is now coming into a basement defense. Something we really haven't seen, you know, of many of these teams holding correctly. There hasn't been any vertical extension off it. Voltage overdid their extensions vertically.
5 seconds left before.
But it all comes down to this. Will Voltage be able to shut him out, take this map 7-4, or will this defense lock themselves in for the long haul?
Loading full magazine.
Look upstairs though. What do we see? We just got Risk up on our own. We got Shallow up on our own.
Reload.
Calling it, eating a little bit of damage there off of the spawn. Hopefully they get a nice push in. If you look, Dokubi already has a angle locked down onto where he's playing at. Move up the push. The roam clear duo that they are will take Risk down immediately with little damage going on to push himself. Still upstairs though. They do have Shallow. Strip side of the map. No one actively pushing for him. I mean, don't get me wrong, they have a ram up there that is Comb, but Comb is more focused right now on shooting down. Which could result in Shallow getting a free pick, maybe two. As long as he plays his life and his positioning right. Garage and bar now being pushed into. Silo hopefully going to be making a good push down. Metro up on stage, calling it, just chilling. Let's look at Comb, see where he's at. Oh, nope. Okay, it's going to put me in the cameras because they hijacked him. We got Shallow getting a free pick onto Silo. Good down onto him. Silo thankfully makes the call where he's at. That will result in Comb coming around now for a reswing. Are they going to be able to find him, pick this up? Maybe. However, Shallow is in a great spot there. He has that vertical advantage just a little bit, playing up high. Comb going to be rotating up here now, getting aggressive and taking that swing straight onto Shallow. Giving team live count back to himself. It sucks they do lose Silo at this point in the round. Yikes not able to hit the impact trick. That is kitchen hatch ripped open. But he does find a calling it running through the dirt tunnel. calling it a little bit overzealous of his ability there. And his ability to quick aim will cost him his life. They have Comb pretty much trapped in here to Memorial now. Metro will rip open that main stairs mirror, and they're trying to get into there to where Danny's at. Comb thankfully survives with his life. About 1 HP left though. Metro is taken down by Orb. However, Yikes is dropped down by Push. It's now Push and Comb in a 1v1. Never mind, as Push is taken down by Orb. Comb goes for the defuse. Defenders win the round based off of time. This one is going to be a long night. It is 5-6 on the current. Orb is lighting up the scoreboard.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Gym bedroom hold. So far, this site has been a mix-up for both teams. Both been playing tug of war. And again, guys, I'm sorry I'm not talking between rounds like I usually do. I'm just beat. I can't, like, my brain's like, yeah, I can think about calls to make. I just don't want to overspam and fill dead air. Push, already taking that top garage control. They're set up because they know that there's got to be someone over here. That top garage, or that top CC room is fully castled off. They have Yikes playing in con, and that's about all the hold that they have over there. I mean, Rick, who is absolutely having a horrible game, 1-9, not able to find much room to work off of. So I'm going to tell him, go sit down in container, and maybe be a backstab flank late in the game. Shallow 3 and 8, he is set up in the bedroom. And you're going to hear Metro rip all of these barricades down, I hope. At one time. Yeah, with those pellets. That right there is one reason why you got to absolutely love having Habana on board. Because she can just take all pellets at once. All castle barricades, just rip them down. Play is coming in as Push will find Yikes. The swing in from Push. They see Metro take down Shallow. And the con side is collapsing. Over here we got Silo sitting on his rappel here, putting rounds right above Danny's head. Comb gonna be blowing open that construction wall. Chad, I think we got a very aggressive push coming in here. Metro going over to play his cut now. Hopefully, never mind, he's gonna back off it. I was supposed to say hopefully he holds it, but nope. However, Orb left at less than 1 HP. I mean, a sneeze and he's dead. Push finds Danny. Match point all in the line here. The double swing coming into Orb. Metro will take him down. Now it is Rick left in a 1v5 situation as he's flanking up red stairs. Nowhere even nearby to help his teammates out to deny it. Metro getting this plant down right in front of everybody, but he walks himself straight into Push. Ending this map 7-5 for Voltage. What a great game. I'm glad it's going so long. Yeah, goalie, it was pretty good. Pretty decent, pretty decent. Both of these teams did absolutely amazing. That you could tell that they both had the drive to win. However, it just appeared like Voltage had a little bit more in the tank at the end when it mattered. Coming out victorious, coming out on top. with Silo and Push absolutely spearheading the attacks on that last map. I mean, they led the way
GG's,
pretty
guys.
Hey, GG, GG.
good. Hey, stay for a talk. Stay for a talk. Voltage.
Oh, what happened? Alright.
Yo. Okay. Yo. Push. Silo. What do you guys think
Yeah.
about that game? How was it? The best of 3 that went
Man.
pretty long.
The game should have been over. I ain't gonna lie. My teammates trolling. They think they should have game. Niggas want to laugh and troll. You know what I'm saying? I don't got shit to say. You know what I'm saying? They want to troll. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good though. We still won. I'm happy we won, bro. That's all, bro.
Yeah,
You
that's
gotta
a
say
good
Silo.
thing. What's your plan for the next map? I don't know who you all play next, but what's the lineup? What's the plan?
You know.
Now our starting 5 next time if we are able to change rosters though.
Yes, for sure,
That's
bro.
what we want to do.
I miss my boy Dauntless, bro.
We had 2 subs for that game. But that was a good game. The team's pretty coordinated. I like that team.
Dude, I really liked watching AeroSky play. Yeah, like I said, yeah, there was a lot of coordination plays from them. Because it wasn't
Yeah.
like they were just capitalizing gunfights. And, I mean, you guys did
No,
the
they was
same.
going for-
You guys had really good vertical plays against them.
Yeah.
They just played behind shield ops, kind of cringe. PC players playing behind shield ops, but you know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping though. We still won.
Yeah, you still gotta do what you gotta
Still
do.
got
so.
executed the game. We won.
All right, any
Love my
message
teammates,
to
man.
Orban, the guy who just absolutely top fragged their team? Anything you gotta say to
that
him?
kid, he sits behind shield.
He's not
On
the
Ash,
kind of shield.
R4C, you know, we ban the shield out.
Alright.
We gonna attack. They get fucking obliterated. You know what I'm saying?
I was hoping. I was hoping for like a GG, bro. You shot good or
Nah,
something.
nah,
I wasn't
nah.
expecting.
Nah,
Nah, bro, you're
nah,
trash.
nah.
Get out the
Yeah,
lobby.
Bro, he was just sitting behind the fucking Monty show, bro. Fuck that shit.
Who was the best player on their team? Who would you say?
I don't know.
mean,
They're all dog
obviously-
shit.
Obviously, it was the Ash, but like at the same time, he was using the shield like behind him the whole time. So.
All right, now who
But
on
it
your
was
team?
definitely
Who
that.
would you say was your MVP? Who was your carry? Not even your carry, but who was the most communicative and who was the best?
My gunfights are better, but Push is more vocal.
So you could say MVP of the match was Push.
Yeah, for vocal wise, yeah, I say Push is.
All right, sounds good. We'll see you, Silo. And anything you want to say to the chat before we end it all?
That was a good game, and
GG's, man.
yeah, that was just a good game. GGs.
Alrighty, well, I'll let you guys go to bed. It is late. I'm tired. GG's. We'll see you later.
Thanks for casting, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, you know I love it. Come back and watch later, alright?
Alright, I will for sure.
Alright, there you have it, chat. Just a nice little chat with those guys. You know, they were like, hey, Orban, you were trash. All you did was hide behind shields. Bro, Orban did decent. Orban did good. He led his team. It was just that Voltage gameplay outweighed, outleveled, and just brought the fight, especially that last map. Really, my final message here has just got to be, you know, why, probably have a good night, everybody. And we're going to see y'all later. Let's go raid Buida.